one's the best crypto asset? Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Which one's the best crypto asset? Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Which one's the best? 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 What's the second best?
Hello and welcome to Discover Crypto. I'm your man, the Druth, and boy, howdy, do we have a delicious show in order for you today. Smash the like button. Our bags are still there. Looks like the Bitcoin bull market might just be getting ready to actually rip everyone's face off right after they gave up on crypto. This is the chaos we live for, folks. Welcome to the show. I got my buddy on the show here, Kelly Kellum, with Rome Coliseum right behind you. You got a little bit of a green chart also peeking its head out there. It seems we have not gone to zero. It seems maybe the bears might have been incorrect. But how are you, first of all, how are you doing on this beautiful Friday afternoon? Not a cloud in the sky. Give me the juice.
I'm just feeling like I'm just kind of recouping, and I just can't wait for the relaxation method of what's happening. I feel like there's some Wagyu beef that's going to be coming here soon. No, but I'm doing good. You know, we've been putting in a lot of work here, and not to every one of you watching out there. I know you've been hustling, watching YouTube, going through crypto Twitter, doing your own diligence, trying to figure out what the heck is going on. And I feel like they're really trying to shake as many people out as possible. But you're here, we're here, and we're gonna make it happen.
That's right, baby. We're here. Our bags are still here. Let's get into it. We got a lot of stories to cover. Now, first and foremost, make sure that you're following me at Druth Crypto on X. Also, Kelly Kellum is Kelly Kellum on X as well. He's going to be hosting, and you did an incredible job with the space last night. You've been hosting some huge shows on X at Kelly Kellum. He is really a master of the spaces. You know, I got to say that. Excellent work there. Great conversation that we had. You know, there's nuance.
We had Crypto Face, we had On-Chain College, Chris Terry, I mean, there was a lot of the thing that shocks me the most. Drew, hop on here with me. The thing that shocks me the most is no matter how much you are in the bubble, you are aware of or not, there's so much different types of knowledge in this space, from on-chain data to different very smart money signals to just basic technical analysis, Elliott waves, Fibonacci's. I think a lot of people are getting lost in the weeds because they get excited about every different signal they can learn, but nobody's really taking the time to really master what works best for them. And that was kind of apparent last night in the conversation in a good way, because everybody, Crypto Face learning from On-Chain College learning from Crypto Face, all of us could stand to let our ego down a little bit and say, hey, I want to learn. Nobody's a master. Let's master this shit together.
Yeah. You know, I was kind of surprised though. I felt like I was waiting for someone to retort what I was saying. Now, I didn't get a retort there, unfortunately. So maybe I was just a little bit too hot and heavy, but we're going to cover some pretty important news. And we actually have a very, very special guest coming on the show here today. So make sure you're staying tuned for that. Super excited about it, but let's get into the news. Let's get all the action going here. So now the market not looking so scary. We'll go to CoinMarketCap. Things are actually feeling pretty nice right now. Bitcoin did hold above $100,000 for the vast majority of today. It's been a little bit shaky. I have an if this then that approach for my TA plan. If we are in a bear market, I'm going to be taking that approach that we laid out with Crypto Crank earlier on this week. I think that if this is a bear market beginning approach that he laid out is very, very strong. But man, I mean, we are at $102,000. It looks scarier than hell right now. This is on the weekly time frame. But if we see a reversal and some chaos over the weekend and we bust back into this trading range, it might just leave a lot of people wishing they hadn't had sold their bags too early. Now, where I'm excited, we see insane pumps on some of these old school projects. Filecoin's up 102%. We also have Near Protocol coming up with 35% gain for Near.
Dude, Near, I can't remember if I shared this on stream or not. I knew I had it queued up. But Near is a little bit tied in with what's going on with Zcash. Zcash is up 740. I mean, ridiculous. numbers that it's doing. But the near intents, basically the integrations with Zcash and Near Protocol, really, I think is kind of supercharging different sectors of the space, from AI, privacy, all these different areas that are starting to see some of those rises.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice breath of fresh air. I don't think it's out of the woodwork yet. I remember I got out of Near, I think it was like $5 or something like that. So it's still got a while to go until it kind of reclaims old levels that it was at, kind of mid 2024, end of 2024. It looked like it had the velocity, was building upward momentum, and then just fell back down into accumulation zone, which is essentially this $2 to $3 spot right here. But it is a breath of fresh air for Near investors, Near holders. Solana, not dying on me. That's great at about $161. I did add to my Solana position with decent size. You know, I did pad out a little bit more Solana in this dip. I feel Solana is here to stay. Hyperliquid, you know, and the Hyperliquid is actually a place I might have to go to get exposure to the Canton Network token. Now, I did a video this weekend on, actually yesterday, the video came out on Discover Crypto for a brand new project that has not hit spot exchanges, but I can buy it with 0x leverage on Hyperliquid. So if you haven't seen,
no, wait a minute, Drew. Why the hell? What do you mean buy it on 0x leverage? What does that mean? Why would you do that?
Yeah, so I can get exposure to Canton Network before it hits the spot market with no leverage involved, right?
So if you buy 0x, you're basically just buying a spot representation of it. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, essentially. And this is the video. So BlackRock's next crypto target leaked. This is a super exciting new project. I went into the details of why I'm excited within this video. If you have not seen this video, I highly recommend it. The coin has not hit major exchanges yet. And obviously, you're doing yourself a disservice if you're not following us at Discover Crypto. Now, a huge shout out to our channel partner and sponsor, Arculus. If you don't already have a cold storage device, I implore you to take the power of cold custody into your own hands. Use code DC20 and you can get your crypto off of exchanges and hold it in cold custody. Now, I am very, very excited about the new project, Canton. I can't, verify if it's going to be able to be housed on my Arculus card or not, but I'm going to start DCAing into this as aggressively as I can. So huge shout out. Seeing some familiar names in the chat here. Bad Fox, Let's Go Bulls, SYR. You saw the video. Shout out to you. Thank you, brother. Thank you very much. I just really want to get us ahead of this release of this project. It looks like an absolute behemoth for me, and you know that I started off in crypto as a just hyper-focused, objective researcher. We got you the info before the token even hits the exchanges. We're ahead of the curve. Now, yesterday was a little bit crazy on the show. We did have something weird happen in the Oval Office. We had the leader of a firm that actually produces Ozempic collapse, and then Robert F. Kennedy running out of the room. Absolutely crazy. We haven't heard if he's okay.
No, we did.
Is he okay? I was going to ask you
yesterday. Carolyn Levitt basically said one of the guests, of that panel discussion or presentation collapsed. He just fainted. He was okay. So I don't think. Yeah, okay. I think it was. I mean, let's be honest. Trump doesn't speak for 3 minutes. He speaks for. I mean, that was going for like an hour and a half. So
I know. And part of me was thinking like maybe Trump is double guessing, these hour and a half long monologues every single day with a whole crew of old guys behind him standing. Right.
He's sitting in his chair like this.
Right.
As comfortable as he can be.
He's got all these guys like. So maybe we'll see less of those now. And yes, Ozempic is pretty terrible. I have a buddy who's actually getting quite hurt from the Ozempic, so I got a bone to pick with that company. But here we go. JP Morgan talking about our bags, disclosing a $343 million Bitcoin ETF holding. Now, this is a little surprising at this point in the game, and there's a lot of people out there thinking the bears are coming out of hibernation. Typically, bears hibernate during the winter months from late November to mid-December and emerge late March and early April. We're waiting and hoping that it's the bull that takes control of this situation. We'll take a look at Kita, and thank you for the super chat at the end of the show here. Netlege, thank you very much for that. I want the Bulls to take control. I don't want the Bears to take control of the situation. Kelly, I got to ask you point blank, okay? Do you think there's been a lot of conversation that the RSIs are showing that bearish divergence? There's a lot of absolute logic behind the idea that the 4-year cycle is coming to its conclusion and altcoins simply missed the boat. Kelly, where do you stand when it comes to if this bull market's over or if we're about ready to party?
Well, I think there's plenty of signs and signals that show absolutely that we very much should be preparing for a bear market, but don't get too upset on this, guys. You see the Wyckoff accumulation. This very clearly shows that we're very likely, doesn't have to be, but very likely in a distribution. In this case, 50s, 40s, 30, who knows? We also have a major bearish divergence, which I've pointed out a lot, from March back here all the way to here, just major lower high, lower high, lower high on the RSI. Yeah. However, when you really get into what's going on, this might sound contentious, but I do not think that the bull market's even started. And here's why. Everybody's talking about the whales selling. Oh my God, there's OG whale selling. But people are forgetting this chart. This chart might feel like, okay, what is it? How do I relate it? It's this right here. Simplified. I do not think the bull market has started yet. And this is exactly why. You see basically this bottom of the market. This is Bitcoin's price here on the top. This is the business cycle. You see this contraction in the business cycle, which also ends up being a contraction in liquidity in markets, right?
Right.
So on the bottom here, where this actually starts to make an impulse up, this is what really kickstarts that large parabola. This has nothing, the business cycle has nothing to do with Bitcoin's having 4-year cycle. In some ways, the 4-year halving cycle, we can say that it mattered back here when it was 50 Bitcoin per block. Now it's 3.125 Bitcoin. That's a 93% reduction to what this inflation reduction is that we've seen in the 4-year cycle. So again, business cycle contraction, it bottoms, goes up just before the kickstart of the parabola. We have gone up from $15,000 to over $126,000 in the face of a contracting business cycle. This has not even started the run that would start what would be like the parabolic run in the market. Now, beyond that, we also see just generally on RSI, we have bearish divergence from up here all the way down. You also see the bottoms here that are setting up when this is tackling this area before the move. And we're right there again before the move. Now, all those whales selling, do you see the large peaks that have marked cycle tops before? No red spike. In fact, what do you think? Audience, everybody out there, do you think I should do a video on this? I think throw one in chat. I can go into a 7, 8, 10-minute video this weekend and break down some of these metrics because there's some very critical stuff here. The last thing I wanted to share is this. Not only is the business cycle contracting this entire time from 15,000 all the way to 126,000, notice back here, the COVID crash, boom, boom, the resurgence here. When I move my mouse down here, you can see where this is on the balance sheet up here. So notice on the market crash that wasn't just crypto, the world economy crash, this is where they did a massive injection on the balance sheet into the economy, right? This front ran pretty majorly before we had the parabolic uptick. Now, not only is the business cycle contracting, Bitcoin's been running up, and we're seeing a quantitative tightening, constriction in markets and liquidity at the same time.
So to simplify
I don't think the bull market has even started yet. I think this is all trapping people, and next year, going into 2026, I think we're going to see some very persistent bullish behavior.
So we were able to pump to a new all-time high in the face of quantitative tightening and the balance sheet falling off of a cliff is basically what you're saying to me.
Yeah, balance sheet falling off of the cliff. The M2 has been rising. Gold has been going parabolic, but the business cycle, which has a direct impact, you've seen each cycle when this does reverse, this also ticks into that risk on season. We've been doing this in a risk off season with incredible price action. Now, why would we be moving up though, Drew, in the face of all this tightening? I mean, consider how much money was printed. It was like 70 or 80% of every dollar that's ever been created was
Right.
happened back here. I think that's still matriculating its way somewhat into the system, including this race for institutions, ETFs, and nations to get positioned into Bitcoin. So while everybody's worried, I actually pulled this up earlier. While everybody is worried, that's not what I wanted to show right here. If we lose 100,000, it's all over. At the same time, there are analysts saying that, but you also got people like Caleb Franzen, Grant
Yeah.
Cardone, Gary Cardone, name the institution, that also say, man, if it drops below 100, I'm stacking. So this is the difference in different market outlooks right now. We're going to see this, but why we're getting this chop around this $100,000 range.
Absolutely. That's some great TA there, Kelly. Absolutely loved it. And now, the big question that I'm asking myself as I'm seeing these altcoins rally the way that they are is Bitcoin dominance going to fall down? I'm seeing this from one of my favorite other traders, Follis, talking about Bitcoin dominance now accepting back into the D1 EMA at 200 for the first time since July. And he's kind of talking about a massive upswing coming for Bitcoin dominance. But the alts seem to be absolutely ripping, as Steven is highlighting here in the chat. And my alt bag is feeling good. Obviously, the Bitcoin bag pretty consistently feels good. Do you have any external thoughts that would agree or disagree with this Bitcoin dominance kind of reclaiming those recent high levels that we were at just a few months ago?
I mean, I think it could do it. I do think it could do it. And the key word there is could, because I feel like when you're looking at what's going on right now in the market, this is Bitcoin, of course, but massive W formation. Now I'm not going to do TA, but let's just flip through it a few. Ethereum, W formation. Look, we tapped into that SSRI, that depression level, and then boom, W formation up. Okay, even Bitcoin, W formation breaking neckline. Solana, W formation at the neckline. Link broke out of the neckline. Boom, looking incredible. Dog breaking out of that neckline, coming up into that level. Avantis breaking out. Linnea it's in a W formation, but right at a key resistance. We're seeing it across the board. The question is going to be here in the coming 2 weeks, is there follow through?
Right.
I think what we're seeing a little bit in the market right now is a little bit of an anticipation, because there's been a change in narrative at the smallest level, which shows how important this government shutdown and government opening is. The fact that they're talking about something that could open the government. Now everybody's like, well, okay, you're telling me we're going to put 25% of the GDP back in action? Because the government shutdown means 25% of America's GDP,
which is a wild amount. That's a large amount of our GDP to be tied into federal workers, right? I mean, what you're saying is kind of scary. That's a consolidation of
as Chris Terry pointed out last night, there's almost $1 trillion in the Treasury General account right now because they're not paying stuff out. Now, I don't know if it's 24, 48, 72, but let's say within the week of the government reopening, there's going to be a natural immediate stimulus into that 25% sector of the economy of rolling, 150 to $200 billion back out into the economy. So there's a lot on the line right now that could absolutely make or break the super bullish or super frustrating Thanksgiving, which is only weeks away.
Absolutely, man. And there's a lot of reasons to air some caution here. Like Wintermute's highlighting, fresh capital has dried up, and you can see it in alts. I mean, things are starting to move in alts a little bit chaotically right now. See, they're highlighting stable coins, ETF, and digital asset treasury inflows have leveled off. Crypto is now relying on kind of like recycled liquidity rather than the new money. And for everyone that's kind of shell shocked by these Binance Wintermute sell-offs that have been trying to stop the bull market from really taking off, I have taken it upon myself to build a Wintermute Binance dump incoming Discord alert section, right? So we have a specified section in our Discord. You can click the link down in the description, and you can actually, find that alert area. All you have to do is use a Blowfin user ID to get access to our Discord. It's free to access, and you will have an alert system for every time we see a massive bag of crypto come from Binance to Wintermute, and it gets ready to dump the markets by another 10%. Just trying to keep my people safe out there the best that I can. Now, we've seen some crazy movements in especially Zcash, but I saw something crazier with Zcash. Decepticons Unite. Zcash put out their founders video here today, And I don't think I can ever invest into this project, no matter how high this thing goes. It's just something that people will say, oh, you're going to leave money on the table because you're biased. I'm culturally biased, yes, and I will leave that alone. Also, everyone's talking about how private and secret the chain is. Check this map out. So this is Zcash, the headquarters, 5 minutes away from where? The CIA. Okay. The CIA is 5 minutes away. So when you talk about, oh, it's this private secret chain where I can launder a bunch of money, yeah, it's just sit down. Okay. In MetaMask, they have your SSN, right? Like these things are tracked. If you're really trying to launder a huge amount of money and avoid the man when it comes to this, you're going to get wrecked. I'm just saying that. That's why cold custody, Bitcoin, king shit right there. I love that. Yeah, it is highly disturbing. And Decepticon, and I think I'm going to have to choose a new word. YouTube is catching up to my lingo, should I say, but they're starting to figure me out. So, moving on from that. Now, Cardano holders are absolutely living the dream right now. Cardano holders are thriving. Sitting in a corner watching everyone get fucked is literally their favorite thing to do, according to Alex Becker. I do want to, I want to talk about this. The last time I was arguing or aggravated with Cardano's price action was
regularly
back. Well, it was about Cardano was like 20 cents and then Cardano ripped up to $1 plus. So at that time, I had a conversation with TJ and we came to the conclusion, yes, it's the most decentralized proof of stake project out there. And I was like, fine, I'm going to pick up a little bit. I look at Cardano as a very, very true and tried altcoin. I look at Cardano as something that won't move until the rest of the altcoin sector does move. And right now, I mean, it is still sitting at 57 cents. There is a lot of aggravation and pain and dismay in this chart because we had two impulses. And this impulse right here was the Trump digital asset strategic reserve tweet. But ever since then, it's been a slow grind downhill. But if the chaotic charts that Kelly just laid out at the front end of the show actually do end up playing out, this chaotic, true AF altcoin may just choose violence and start to move up once again.
I want to say something about that. There are real concerns when you look at the technical signals on just general TA, Wyckoff, bearish divergences, 4-year cycle. There's a lot of reasons very warranted to be concerned in what we're seeing in Bitcoin's price action right now, and especially with the altcoin market. But on the flip side of that, there's a fundamental case that has been building the last year and a half that is exponentially more in a better position than it's ever been in the life of all crypto back to 2009. And so there's sort of a base case now arguing, are you trading just the technicals? Then it's a good reason to hedge yourself, maybe take some off the table or get out of the charts and stop frustrating yourself. On the flip side of that, if you have any midterm to long-term view on this market, for me, I'm seeing an overwhelming bullish divergence on the fundamentals that I do think is going to really wreck a lot of people that says, but there's the bear dev. Why is it going up? Because I think the fundamental implementations and capital coming in are really going to supercharge this. But it looks like we got our main man. Let's get his take on this.
Chris Clark,
how you doing, sir?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Wonderful. Actually, no, I wasn't, I was on another meeting, so I wasn't able to see what you guys were talking about. So talk to me. What's the debate?
I did highlight the Zcash founder already. Okay. I went there, Chris. We actually discussed, Kelly had some really, really good alpha on where the business cycle is sitting right now. And talking about how we were able to pump to new all-time highs on Bitcoin, even in the face of quantitative tightening and the business cycle looking very, very god-awful. Very, very interesting information to think about. Definitely some hard-sided analysis that could go against the traditional 4-year cycle. And there's a lot of people that are kind of batting down the hatches. And I feel like the long-term vision of Bitcoin as a store of value long-term is being lost by people watching these charts fall by 10%, right? They're thinking about, oh my God, I got to get out of it. Chris, you run one of the most successful Bitcoin IRA companies on the planet. That company, a proud sponsor of this channel, Bitcoin IRA. And I wanted your input first and foremost on, are you seeing people that have crypto in these IRAs running for the hills? Because I think you get a better bead on long-term convicted holders than really anyone else. What are you seeing in terms of people's conviction right now?
That's a good question. I was looking at some data this morning, Drew. Since the all-time highs of 126,000, we were looking at about 200 to 250 million in transaction volume. And once again, this is the thing, it's direct parity. It's 50-50. So we went from 126 to what was it, 102 today, 103 today, but it's touched 99, etc. And I think the conviction is that I've talked to a lot of clients that have been with us for 10 years. So imagine you're a guy that bought Bitcoin at $250 a unit. At some point, unless you're Michael Saylor or maybe Kelly, you're probably going to walk away with some profits, right? So that's happening right now. That's part of the piece that's happening is people are just walking away with profits. But for every one of those guys, there's a new guy coming in that was waiting until there was a Clarity Act and there was the government said, hey, yeah, Bitcoin's a good thing. Or JP Morgan said, yeah, Bitcoin's a good thing. And they were around for the last 10 years and they did nothing. So I think it's a tale of two cities right now. It's very interesting. Even at my book is, it's just like, wow, we should be, and I agree. And, we should be super bullish, but we also have to be cautionally bearish as well. And I think some of the X spaces I was on with Kelly and others this week I think that's the sentiment from a lot of folks right now is there's a bull market. I think cycle, super cycle, extended cycle. We're not in a silo. These things all happen for certain reasons. That's probably more important than whatever we're seeing in the day-to-day charts too. Like you said, is like we're all chasing certain things.
Well, Chris, let me ask you, barring no change in what we're seeing right now with the government and all that, let's take that aside. Just looking at the technicals, what's happening in the price action, there is a lot of relative weakness that's showing up. It kind of looks like a distribution top. For those of you that don't know what that means weakness that looks like preparing to move to the downside. On the flip side of that, we can't ignore the context of the environment we're in with the government shutdown. Do you think, let's say Monday, this weekend, sometime next week, does a government shutdown ending and reopening, does that change the game? Does that flip this on its head? And we could talk about, much more bullishly, the 180,000 target you have in December, maybe higher going into 2026. True. Is all that contingent on this government shutdown? Can that flip this narrative?
If the government gets back to work, just like the rest of us are working right now, I think that makes a big difference. I think that you're right. I think you're totally right, Kelly, is that if we can just, because that's the last piece of uncertainty that's happening right now, right? Is, we have all these other parameters and all these other dynamics we can look at, but the one thing that nobody was counting on when we were talking about crypto in April or March or even February was the government was going to be shut down for possibly the longest shutdown in the history of shutdowns. And I think that's an important piece. If it turns, yes, I do believe that that's going to be a big piece of the bullish sentiment that comes next, because, and it's not just crypto, it's going to be stocks. It's going to be everything. As we've noticed, it doesn't seem to be a zero-sum game right now. It seems to be good news. Everything runs from gold, silver, Bitcoin, all the way down to stocks, etc., even treasuries. I was noticing the US dollar index lately. Have you guys looked at that? Yep. It broke 100 again. I mean, these are things that they're right on the precipice. And if we can turn the corner here and just get our senators that we elect and our governors that we elect and our president that we elect and everybody back to work to get through all these things, yeah, I do think that we're going to be in a much better place here in the next couple of weeks if we can get through this.
Yeah. Man, and Trump was Trump, he's been doing like 1 hour, 2 hour monologues, like pretty much every day, to the point where one of the people invited to the Oval Office collapsed from having to stand up for an hour and a half behind him yesterday. That was kind of insane.
He's like the
to
new
see.
filibuster.
Yeah, it's it's an interesting thing, but it is very polarized, is very partisan right now, and there's not much agreement to be made on a political spectrum, which does make it difficult to move things forward.
Did
so
you
that
watch,
is
by the way,
unfortunate.
either you guys, just curious, or anybody in the audience, you guys watched the new show on Netflix about Garfield?
No, I have it queued up. I was
You
going to start
gotta
it.
watch it, man,
Yeah.
because it you know what it really proves
James
is that what
Garfield,
we're
right?
living with today is nothing new. This has been around for 200 years.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that makes me feel better. That makes me feel better, man. It's like we're in a time frame of I feel like a lot of questions can be asked about this AI bubble, or Sam Altman, all the things going on
Did he
with
get
OpenAI.
subpoenaed on stage? Is that
He
true?
did.
Yes.
That
He
happened?
did. So, it was
Is that even
absolutely
allowed?
wild.
I didn't even know that was allowed. Like, I figured
Well, you
they had to
gotta-
wait till you get off stage.
he's
but
a
okay.
billionaire savant that's being ushered from one spot to the next with massive
And
security.
you know what? You do something like what he's doing. He's disrupting the curve, and there's going to be people that aren't happy about it. And that's what I saw. When I saw that, I was like, that actually makes sense, because he's pushing the envelope of it's disruptive, right? It's just like us. We were disruptive for the last 13 years, and what have we been through? Like we've been through like everything, right? We've been through uncertainty. A few times they attacked the hell out of us. I think the senator from California, where I used to live, called us a bunch of kids in our pajamas in our mom's basements,
right
back in the day.
Right.
And I know you're the blockchain basement, by the way, Drew, so no disrespect there, but
No, I
I'm
mean,
not, this is not my mom's basement. I just want to put that out there. This is not my mom's basement.
I was a HR manager and a headhunter. I would hire people to build high-rise buildings, and then I refused to jab myself, so I did find myself fired and in my basement, completely dedicated to learning about crypto, learning about Bitcoin, and learning how to change my financial future forever in my basement. That is a literal thing. Then the blockchain basement was actually in the basement of the last big studio that we had. So no offense taken at all. It's where I am. But now I want to talk about something that I see a lot of people doing. A lot of people are swapping out of alts and de-risking. But I've seen some people ask me, should I do this because I'm worried about the tax event right now? I think that there's some special parts of what Bitcoin IRA does offer that I would like to expand upon here. So, obviously you get an actual person on the phone at Bitcoin IRA. The number here is 877-936-7175. It's running on the bottom of our screen. That's right. I should make a jingle, and I'm going to make a jingle. Okay. I have the ultimate power to make music on the fly right now. But what kind of incentives or maybe protection can people find if they're in that situation where essentially they have an altcoin, they're not too down on it, and they want to maybe roll that into Bitcoin, but they're afraid to do so because they would be creating a taxable event? Can you kind of give me some insight for our crowd on exactly the mechanics of how people could take advantage of Bitcoin IRA doing this?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that's the truth. We all have to deal with. By the way, sorry, my earpiece fell out. So
you're fine.
I got
You're
this
fine.
little string here, but I don't normally have it. When it comes to cryptocurrencies and retirements in general, whether it's crypto, real estate, land, capital, oil, tractors, whatever it might be, you have this advantage that was created in the 1970s that the government gave us, which they very rarely give us anything. Was if you hold on to an asset long enough, we're going to give you this what's called tax advantage settings. So that means that sometimes it's going to be you get an advantage on the front side, sometimes it's on the back side. But for all retirements, what you were just talking about is there's this. I constantly want to swap between coins. I want to change things up, and if I don't do that, if I have to think about capital gains taxes, I got to think short term, long term, all these other things. That's where we run into some problems. And so I think what the best advantage is, you can't take your current position, Drew, and you can't, or Kelly, you can't take your current position and try to suck it into a retirement savings to get rid of the tax implications, but for your future trades. So this year, we're about to end the year. It's about to be Thanksgiving, then Christmas, then New Year's. You can put up to $8,000 in a retirement account right now before the end of the year. I highly recommend that. It's one of the few times that the U.S. government gives us a tool to our advantage. So take that, put it aside. You might lower your tax bill. You may not lower your tax bill, but you're going to be inside what's known as the tax shelter, where you don't have capital gains implications on every trade that you make.
Mhm.
And that's what you're talking about today.
No, so
Mhm.
on that note, though, you said like let's say I have this amount of Bitcoin, this amount of altcoins. I can't just rotate that into Bitcoin IRA, say it's $60,000, because there is a maximum you can do each year. But
Mhm.
if I, because I've worked at several different places, if I have 401ks that are sitting somewhere, I could rotate that into Bitcoin IRA and then roll that over and make trades into crypto
Yes.
in that event, right?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You also, on top of, yes, you have the rollovers. And I recommend one of the, this is not my company, but I recommend anybody that's listening, go to Beagle, Beagle, EL or LE. But it's kind of like the dog that goes and hunts for your money, and do that, because a lot of people don't realize that they have left behind retirement accounts somewhere else. We're up to, I think, 3 weeks ago, it was almost $2.4 trillion have been left behind in old 401ks, 457s, 403bs. That's a lot of money that's been left behind. That's probably sitting in maybe money markets, maybe
Mhm.
ABCD funds. And that's your money now. If you left your company. So Drew, you used to be, we had lunch together in Atlanta.
Mhm.
You used to be an artist. Let's just imagine that artist company where you were rocking out. By the way, it's awesome, dude. You have
I
an
didn't
amazing
stop.
voice.
I got a
I
new
know. I
band.
heard you're back. I heard you're
I'm gonna
back.
tear it up. I
You're
ain't
gonna
done
tear it up.
yet.
But imagine that company was paying you and putting a 401k aside for that particular purpose. The minute you left and came over to discover crypto in the family, that money is liberated. That's your money now.
Mhm.
That's Liberation Day for you. And you
Mhm.
can take that money and roll it over wherever you want to. And it's important to know that. I think a lot of people forget. I always joke, which we'll talk about the hoodies that I'm giving away later. But it's like leaving your favorite hoodie at your ex-girlfriend's house. You don't just leave your favorite hoodie behind. That's like your 401k. Don't leave that money behind.
Mhm.
Well, the question I think I have on this is, let's say, because most 401ks aren't crypto integrated in any way. So if I'm rolling over an old 401k or the total, are they cashing that out and rolling it into Bitcoin IRA, and that doesn't create a taxable event, or does it roll over with those assets? It's cashed out within Bitcoin IRA, and then you can deploy that back into crypto. Also, not like, how does the taxable event happen on the rollover or not?
Great question. There's no taxable event on a rollover. It's like moving your money from your left-hand pocket to your right-hand pocket.
Gotcha.
So you're basically just moving it over in a tax advantage setting. You're going to keep that same status. Sometimes 401ks, 403bs, I've seen they have a Roth component. They also have a non-traditional or non-Roth component. But
Mhm.
you're literally keeping it in the same tax advantage setting. You're just putting it somewhere where you have more control, where you can go and buy Pepe, Ondo, FET, or the coins that you guys have been talking about lately, especially these dips. I mean, great opportunities to get some serious gains in a tax
Mhm.
advantage setting.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, I've been padding out Solana. I took a little risk on Linnea. And then I am interested in a new project that hasn't even hit spot markets called Canton Network. So I am still out here definitely speculating. I'm just being very particular about those. And did you mention that we're giving away some merch? Is that
Oh,
what
we're
I
giving
just
some
heard?
goodies away. Yes, we are giving
Okay.
some good. Always, man, for the Discover family. Always,
Okay.
always. So
Uh,
but I want to put
Well,
out
we
there.
got to do
So
proof of work, though. We got to do proof of work.
proof of work all day.
What's the
Proof of
proof of
work.
work going to be so people can win this stuff?
So we're gonna do some trivia, and
okay.
I wanted to do it in honor of Kelly as a veteran. He's a veteran of our armed forces, and Veterans Day is next week.
Yeah.
So I put together some trivia questions for around Veterans Day. And for the chat, whoever gets it right, I'm gonna send you this really awesome HODL hoodie. It's I don't know if you can open up or you have the images, Kelly, or if you can open up the store. It's a HODL hoodie with the Bitcoin egg, the one that's behind me in the corner here, and
Okay.
then an awesome Bitcoin IRA hat for anybody that gets these questions right. And they're kind of tough. I tested them on my sales team this morning, and they went 1 for 4. So I'm excited to see how well we do.
I mean, I have one of the hoodies and they are absolutely awesome. Let's check these out actually. Here. Let's remove me and put Kelly up here. There we go. All right. What are we working with here? Let's see here. There's the
right down
HODL
there,
hoodie.
the bottom left. Yeah. Or, yep. The second
Okay.
one over from the left. Yep.
Okay. Well, I mean, can we do one right now? I mean, this is kind of exciting. I mean,
We should. Kelly, did you prop them or should I grab my phone and put the questions in my hands?
I got them right here.
Okay,
you want me to
cool.
read the first one off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll do one now. We'll do another one in a few minutes, and the last one as we end. Is that how you want to do it?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yep.
All right, Veterans Day. Everybody, first one to get this right. You can use any tools at your disposal. You just got to get it. The answer here in the live chat as quick as possible. And the question is, Veterans Day was originally known by another name. What was that nomenclature?
Oh my God. Okay, and then
Ooh,
we
that's a
got to
tough
pay
one.
attention to the chat. We got to pay attention to the chat.
I'm
Yeah,
looking, at
all
the chat here
chat.
because I can't look at it up there. It's too far away. So I'm looking at
I'm
here.
looking at it. Remembrance Day.
Ooh, close.
We got Remembrance Day vote here. Dia de los Muertos. I'm gonna ban
Oh, there
you.
we go.
Oh, there we go. BLB got it right.
Oh, hey, there we go. Good job, brother.
Shout out.
job.
Nice job, BLB.
All right, so you got to email us. We got to email us at office@hit network.
Yep.
Office@hit network. Here we go. I'm going to type it down in the chat. There we go. Bam. Okay. So office@hitnetwork.com. Make sure to email us BL8. And I want to make sure that I
Oh, it's
find
BL8.
you.
Sorry, I can't. I'm on a small screen here. I'm
Yep.
sorry. BLB.
Let me type it into the back team here. BL81, number 1. Okay, perfect. That's fun. That's fun. I wear that hoodie to the gym, and it's definitely a conversation starter. I wear that hoodie in the gym.
Hoodie.
It's a good hoodie. It's a good hoodie.
It's a
You know,
good
and
hoodie.
this type of situation where you can actually swap up to like 70 plus projects within an IRA
87, 70.
Is that 87 now?
87
Okay.
now. Yeah, it was 70 when I first met you, Drew. It was 70 when I first met you. So we've added almost 20 this year already.
Wow.
So let me ask you about this, because for most people, IRAs are boring. They don't want to talk about it. They're in crypto because they're a degen, but they also are starting to realize they need to look a little longer term. So somebody gets in here, they call 1-877-936-7175. They say, hey, Bitcoin IRA, Chris, our boys Discover Crypto sent me over here. I like trading. I don't want to just be boring, only long-term hold. I want to trade some altcoins. What does it look like on the back end? Is there actually like a bit of a trading desk where you can day trade and, you know, whether you're doing it between different coins or rotating into Bitcoin, or is it just on the back end, they do it for you and all that?
No. We give you total control. So it honestly, once you open your account, fund your account, it's going to feel like Coinbase without taxes. Is the best way to put it. It's going to feel like Coinbase without taxes. You can log in, you can trade any coin. You can buy, sell, you can swap. So if there's like a conversion that you want to do one to the other. And we just launched on July 4th, and we've done about $100 million of these limit orders, conditional trades. So you can set your stop losses, you can set your limit orders, you can do those types of things. And we got some really cool things cooking up in the trading desk for next year. So yeah, no, you have complete control. You don't have to call somebody to make a trade or do these things. You just log in, whether it's Sunday night. And actually, so this year, I mean, Kelly, we talked about this data point, and Drew, you've probably seen it. Today's Friday. We're green candle right now, kind of like pseudo. What's it going to look like by Sunday? When it's red candle on Friday, it's always a very interesting thing. And actually, I think 80% of our trades happen after hours. So that's the empowerment we give. This is a 24/7 asset class. And you have access 24/7, and that does not exist in the retirement space for cryptocurrency other than a Bitcoin IRA.
Very, very cool. I like, just for me, like people, they end up writing a project all the way down to basically nothing because they're afraid of that tax moment. Setting up something like this, obviously you can't go in, you have to pay taxes on your way in. But being able to swap once you're in, I think, is super powerful. So
I did see a question here from ARCS. I just looked over ARCS. Yes, you can stake. We have 4 stakeable assets. We have Ethereum, Solana, Polkadot, and Cardano, and we're adding more. But yes, you can stake. I think it's amazing. I was on a great X Space, one with Kelly and another one this week. And I think this is the future of, kind of streamlined DeFi is
No.
where we're headed. And you
No.
can stake or stake. Yeah, either way.
I'm cooking my wife the best steak she's ever had tonight. I sent her a text. I was like, "We're getting after it, woman.
So
I'm cooking you the
DeFi
best."
So I'm hosting Thanksgiving for the first time in my life. I'm 40. I've never
Okay.
hosted Thanksgiving. I'm always the guest. I'm hosting it in my new house here in Scottsdale, and I'm thinking about deep fat frying the turkeys. Have you done that, Drew, through Kelly? Is that
I like drinking too much on Thanksgiving to trust myself to do that.
That's a job. That's like a several hour job.
I mean,
is
I
it?
can
It's a
only-
commitment. It's a
I'm
commitment.
gonna blow my spot up if I did that. I feel like I'm being a little bit careful about that, but
I got a couple questions for Chris though, because I think it's a unique opportunity to have you here. And everybody out there, they are partners of the channel. We love what they're doing because we want to offer good utility to the users, to all of our family that are here, but also understanding that Chris, pull Chris back up on here as well, because Chris is not just a guy that has a company that's trying to sell a product. You've been in these markets for a long time, long enough to know that you even started Bitcoin IRA a decade ago. I mean, this is way before anybody even knew what was going on. So I think you have some unique perspectives, having been through several cycles as an investor, but also a business developer within this ecosystem. So one of the things that I've noticed right now, and I'm curious if you're getting questions from your clients and members, is this right here, this noise that a lot of people are confounding themselves with in the market of TA, of on-chain, of this influencer, of that influencer. It's scary. It's exciting. The Fed, there's so much going on. So what would you say do you have a pretty good spread of people that are at Bitcoin IRA that either help provide information around that? Do they have people having questions about what signals they should be watching? Or any other sort of back-end mechanics that can help support those users? What's your thoughts on people finding their way through the market noise?
No, great question, Kelly. I mean, my bottom line has always been for 12 years into this, when in doubt, zoom out. So whenever you get a little bit lost, and right now is one of those times, man, nothing makes sense. This is not a zero-sum game. Gold's hitting all-time highs. The dollar's over $100 index. The stock market's great. The government's shut down. I mean, there's just chaos across everywhere. This is a really, honestly, I kudos to you, Kelly, Drew. I mean, you guys are constantly out every single day giving insights to people, and it's not easy, right? Because everybody wants that 100x answer. They're tuning in and they want that. Those will come. But if you're not in position for those, then it's not going to happen for you. I would also say one of the big things we're doing, and Kelly, thank you so much, because we're building out the Crypto 101 course, the education course, and you came in and did a good session for us on the technical analysis. And Drew, I'm going to have you coming on next, because I think you don't have to be an expert at this. Like I said, it's when in doubt, zoom out. And also remember that there's echo chambers. So if you're watching mainstream media versus if you're on X or Twitter, as I call it, because I'm old school, if you're on either of those, you see totally different narratives every single day. And so it's very important not to be reactive, not be overly emotional about things. And there will be a time, I mean, at the end of the day, whatever happens from now until the next 6 months is what happens from now until the next 6 months. But I am a bullish believer, and I know I said 180K by Christmas Day or New Year's Day. I might be wrong. I might be right. I said that at 76,000. We're at 100,000. Who knows? It could take a couple pops, a couple things. But I don't doubt that within the next decade, we see Bitcoin at $1 million Bitcoin. I don't doubt that at all. Like, that is
I completely agree with you.
Easiest thing for me to say. And if that's reality,
entertained.
If that's reality, then whatever happens from now until then doesn't really matter. Especially, and that's why I put this stuff in a retirement account. Because you have to just think through long term. And now, if you're buying Bitcoin at $100,000, say even just one, and it goes to $1 million, that's a 10x return. And you're going to do that tax-free and with tax advantages if you use it the right way. But I'm a very bullish guy, and I don't say these things just with my friends and family at Discover Crypto. I say this on national television. I say it on the stock exchange. I say it on Bloomberg. I say it everywhere else. And they may think I'm crazy, but I'm telling you guys, there's going to be a day where they're going to be calling, going, "Okay, you were right. So what's next? And I'm
Well,
gonna say,
Nick
you know,
Dunn
there
wants
we
you to
go.
quit. Well, Nick Dunn wants you to quit your job and join Discover Crypto as a show host now. So I don't know. I mean, that might be weird. A lot of people have opinions about me not deep frying my turkey as well. So now I'm second guess. You know, my pops.
I'm worried about. I saw the comments on the
Well,
deep fry. There's the
like,
bag. There's these things like I heard
I
there's a lot of
know.
fires. Like
I
I'm looking at
know.
all this stuff, man.
But
There's a lot
listen,
going on here.
my pops taught me how to wrap the turkey in bacon. Okay, and I just can't stop wrapping turkey and bacon at this point. Like
That's
I
like a
fell in
good.
love
That's like
with
a
it.
LA hot dog right there.
I fell in love
Yeah,
with it. Let's do another giveaway question as well. We got
deep fried
another
lobsters.
giveaway
Mac,
question.
by the way, Mac Mulo, I'm allergic to everything from the ocean. It sucks, so I can't eat any lobster. But and that happened when I was 30, so I know how good it tastes. And you're probably right.
Yeah, I'm a foodie. I'm a foodie. You guys get me talking about food, I won't stop. So,
All right. So what's
are
the
we
next
ready to
question,
do
Kelly? I'm excited for this one.
Let's do it. I'm gonna roll it under the banner. Kelly, you read it out. Are you ready for it, Kelly?
I am.
All right, send it away, baby.
The tomb of the unknown soldier was dedicated on Veterans Day of what year?
Ooh, I feel like we need the Jeopardy music right now.
Without content strikes, yeah.
We got crickets. Ooh, that's a tough one. By the way, the reason why I chose this question is when I was in 8th grade, I had to write an essay for Washington D.C. and it was why I'm proud to be an American, and I got to lay a wreath on the tomb of the unknown soldier, which was really important to me.
All right, so we got some answers coming in here on multiple chats.
Got it. I see it. Chris LeBron nailed it.
LeBron got it. Bam, bam.
Way to go, Chris.
LeBron. Shout out to you, bro. Good job. Good job. Send
11-11 nonetheless. Okay, he's getting 2 hoodies. Chris is getting two hoodies now.
Hoodies?
Yeah,
Whoa.
we're gonna send him 2 hoodies. That's only fair. Yep.
All right, so you got to send us an email, Chris, at office@hitnetwork.com. Make sure to send us an email, office@hitnetwork.com. I'm going to write your name down here real quick. We're going to gather you. Perfect. I got your name. Chris LeBron, number 2. This is so fun. I love giving away things.
It's my favorite thing to do. I also love to give away tax-free Bitcoin. That's my favorite thing to do.
Now there are some things I want to run through in terms of news, exciting stuff. So Chainlink added to their reserve with Substance. They're nearly to 1 million Chainlink on this end here. I got to share this. Also, we had Chainlink seen on the New York Stock Exchange floor. Sergey making his rounds there, getting in.
I was right there with my daughter 2 weeks ago. That's really cool.
Right? I know.
Yep.
And then Japan, the SBI Digital Markets, managing nearly $80 billion, has chosen Chainlink as an exclusive infrastructure provider. Keyword exclusive. Chainlink is basically locking up the CCIP across the world. It's a beautiful thing. Shout out to Veteran Crypto. He runs DeFi crypto and airdrops. He is found on Twitter at Veteran4Crypto. 4 is the number. And he's trying to educate the XRP crowd about the price pressure and what XRP price pressure could actually look like. If you guys want to get into the weeds.
Do you think he's a real vet, by the way, Drew?
He
should we throw him?
Absolutely is.
Yes.
Okay, we should throw him some swag too, because honestly, this and Memorial Day are the 2 favorite holidays.
He is not just a vet; he is a double knife hand. I will whip you into the next world type of vet. So he's an absolute savage. Huge shout out to Veteran Crypto. If he's out there, I was on a show with him last night as well, and we were really talking about it, about what's going on with the XRP community. And I found this interesting as well. Kaspa founder Jonathan Somplinsky declined Binance in the top 100 blockchain invite, calling out the exchange for favoring casino-style tokens over fair launch cypherpunk projects. Pretty frickin' based. Good job, Jonathan. That's absolutely awesome. It almost makes me want to buy Kaspa, just seeing how their founder is handling it. Kaspa. I like that. I mean, I like that he said no to the back massage from Binance. He's pissed about them for a myriad of different reasons, rightfully so. And taxpayers might actually see a record tax refund in 2026 due to the big, beautiful bill. CNBC reported earlier this morning, but there's a lot of things that I'm watching, right? We have OpenAI requesting.
What's Kermit doing up there? I love Kermit. I love the Kermit ones.
This is John Gillian.
As long as there's no cucumber.
Now, this is John Gillian is a very, very intelligent Wall Street analyst, Bitcoin enthusiast, an extremely smart guy. He's
Gillen, yeah, John Gillen. He used to be the VP over at BlackRock.
Yes. And so he's highlighting OpenAI requesting US government support to help guarantee financing for massive investments in AI chips and data centers needing them, these kind of financing packages to be able to expand. He's getting a little bit of queasiness about it. I'm getting a little bit of queasiness about it, but also Elon Musk showing a little bit of queasiness. He is highlighting long time ago they don't actually have any money when they were referencing this Stargate project, right? And then Elon Musk came back. He warned us all.
Sounds a
They
lot
don't
like the new
actually.
mayor of New York.
Right. And Elon is the first person on the planet to receive a okay, hold
$1 trillion pay package.
$1 trillion. Okay. This guy has a $1 trillion pay package that's coming in. So, first trillionaire in the world. He's out there enjoying a smoke, looking at the sky, just living it up. Also, Google partnered up with crypto prediction platform Polymarket to integrate it directly into their search, which I found very interesting on a infrastructural level of integration for Polymarket as well. And then all of the craziness on Polymarket. Now there's a 47% chance of Christ returning. But the problem with this bet, if you're right and Christ does return, your money's probably going to mean nothing, right? So that's the thing about that.
By the way, Drew and Kelly, I've been looking at these questions on the chat, and there's so many good ones, man. I've got Kryptoni, I got Expotin, Avignon. So I know we don't normally get to all the answers, so I'm going to add an extra sizzle on top of the trivia today and the giveaways.
Yeah.
I'd like you to put my email address, chris@bitcoinira.com. Put it out there. And as long as you just put in the subject line question from Discover Crypto, I will. It's Friday. I'm not doing anything this way. Actually, I have to play in a golf tournament on Sunday. But before I do that, I'll respond to some of these questions and also point you in the right direction to the right people. We have people that can answer these, but I feel like I'm just feeling really benevolent today of knowledge and crypto and swag. So let's just do it. Like shoot me an email, chris@bitcoinira.com. And I will respond to those for you guys, because I know I've been on since January with you guys, and it's a great community. I love this community, and I'm sure they could email you guys, and you guys have such good banter. I'd like to do that with this audience as well. Is that fair?
100%. Absolutely.
Super fair, especially on a day like today where you can debate whether or not Jesus Christ is going to return.
Oh my God. I saw this. This blew my mind. Blew my mind.
Bitcoin is also trying to make a little run up while we're talking. We are coming back towards the danger zone up at 104, 105.
I got it right here on my block clock, baby. I love it. I love it.
But Chris, I know you're a little bit short on time. I think we have two more questions. Should we just bang them back to back?
And I'm fine. I canceled some stuff for the Discover Crypto family today. So as long as you guys need me, I'm here. As long as you want me, also, if you really want me.
This is great. Yeah, I think we should. I want to do more giveaways.
Let's do another question. Actually, I think though, if you're gonna do the question I'm thinking of, we might have to get rid of it because somebody already answered it on the last one.
Well, let's do the last one then, the one of two.
Okay, yeah, this one's tough. And if you get both right, I will send you. I might even fly to your house and we'll talk crypto for an hour. I don't know. We'll do something crazy.
Maybe send them one of the because everybody was complimenting the Bitcoin IRA quarter
zips,
white one.
The quarter zips. I got the black one on today.
Yeah. Maybe include that in the giveaway. Here we go.
Oh, for sure.
Here's the question: name. Not Juan, but one. Name one of the two wars that occurred between the American Civil War and World War I.
Okay.
Double points if you name both of them.
I'll put it in the banner. Let's put it in the banner. Bam, you guys watching chat? We got to figure out. You guys going to get it? Dun, 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 dun. Spanish American.
ARCS got one of them.
Bam. ARCS 1. I'm going to type them in. On number 3.
The second one is really tough.
Let's see if they get it. Spanish
I can see a lot of the same Spanish American.
Yeah, Spanish American is already covered.
But okay, Kyle, you're on the right track, but that was English. This is an American war. So you're almost there, buddy. There it is.
Latin.
Rock Yeah, there we go. So let's send goodies to both of them.
Rack them up.
Rock them
All right.
up.
You're all
Rock
reading
them
it
up.
all
Oh,
jacked up.
sorry, I didn't read that the right way.
Rack them up.
You guys, your names are so difficult. You know, like they're so hard to see sometimes.
You gotta be original. It's tough out there, bro.
I love it. I love it. No, so
All right.
we got our two winners there. That's
Beautiful.
crazy. And in fact, just in honor of Kelly, before I have to run, I just want to say thank you for your service. Veterans Day is next week. I'm a family of a lot of veterans. I was junior in high school when the towers fell, and I was ready to go and fight the good fight. And my mom would not let me. She said, "No, you're going to do something else." But thank you for everything you've done for our country. And there are 1.2 million people that don't get to say goodnight to their families because they lost their lives in wars for this country. And I know whether we're red, I don't think it's red or blue. Like I said, this is an orange versus green game. Let's just make sure you thank a vet. And in fact, if you want to find him, I was a bartender at Applebee's when I was in college. I know that's crazy, but that's what was my job. And I was a dishwasher, and I worked my way up to Applebee's bartender. And we give away free dinner to every vet there. So if you're looking for a good vet, my grandpa Dallas was in Korea. My great grandfather Elza was in World War II off the coast of Okinawa. I've got several other cousins and family members in Vietnam and Desert Storm, and as well as the Iraq War and all the things we've done. So thank a vet. Thank you, Kelly. You're an amazing human being already, but the fact that you've fought for my country, you got mad respect for me, brother.
Well, I appreciate that. And this image that's up on the screen is my grandfather, who is going to be 103, still alive, still kicking, lived through several plane crashes. Yeah, I mean, this is him after discovering a plane crash. He went and saved some people on the side of a mountain back in I don't know, the 40s or 50s or something like that. But that's my grandfather. He's living over in Hawaii, and he is one of the smartest people I've ever met, still to this day. So shout out awesome. to
they're tough. They're tough cookies, man. The guys that went through that stuff, just like you, Kelly. Like it's we can't thank you enough for everything that you do for our country. We appreciate you, man.
100%. We got to hit the super chat too. We got Noah Bennett here. Got a $5,000 bonus this month. What project would you consider picking up right now? I have my list of interest right now. You know, I've mentioned the newer one, Canton Network, that I made that upload on. You can go check out the reasons why on the Discover Crypto YouTube channel right here. Let's pull it up here. Bam.
While you pull that up, I will say this before I have to jump. I will say this.
Yeah.
If you get a 5K bonus, like our friend here, if you don't want to get taxed on it, you have up to $8,000 if you're over 50 years old that you can put in your retirement account this year. You're going to lower your tax bill, and you're going to get away from all kinds of capital gains taxes and distribution tax in the future. So I would highly recommend, if you are, and all of us are, I think there's cost of living expenses, there's all kinds of things. If you're getting a nice little chunk of change towards the end of the year, of course, you're going to get gifts for your family and friends. But remember to take care of the generational wealth. And that's how you do it with tools like retirement. So consider that as well. Just putting that out there.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Yeah, I mean, it's a thing where it depends on your, how much risk you want. And obviously there's some great opportunity within Bitcoin IRA to take advantage of all the things that we went over today. Absolutely awesome show. We got 4 winners. You guys better hit us up. BL8, Chris LeBron, ARCS, and then rack them up. You got to email office@hitnetwork.com, folks. I'll make sure I can get this back up on the screen just in case, because I want to make sure you guys get this swag. My wife is a fashion designer, and she was ranting and raving about that white polo shirt. So she absolutely.
Well, you looked really good in it when I saw you in Atlanta last month, buddy. You looked really good.
The shoulder holster pops off of it. I mean, I'm telling you, the shoulder.
And don't forget, please put up before the end of the show. Put my email up there. Any questions that you guys have, Chris@BitcoinIRA.com. Give me some time, but I will get back to you on any particular questions you have. I'm here to be a member and a leader of this community, just like Kelly, just like Drew, just like everybody at the Discover, TJ, all of them. This is a great. The reason why I keep coming back. These guys, this is a great crew. So just stay focused, stay patient. When in doubt, zoom out, and I will see you guys probably before then. But $1 million Bitcoin's coming. Don't forget that. Throw that bull signal up there, baby.
Boom. I mean, we're living in the Thunderdome right now. Huge shout out to everyone. that is trying to change their future forever with Bitcoin. Great insight today from Chris at Bitcoin IRA. Again, their number, you guys, you can get an actual human on the phone, is 877 936 7175. 877 936 7175. Give them a call. Get set up right now. Get a human on the phone and ride the bull market into Valhalla. Love and appreciate every single one of you out there that joined us on this Friday edition with Chris Klein, Kelly dropping some incredible alpha on the business cycle that really is some very, very heavy information for the Bitcoin bears to take into account right now. Treat your family right. Go enjoy the wonderful weather that we have, and I will see you on Monday. Take care.
We just wanted to take a quick second to shout out our sponsor, Arculus. They are a cold storage hardware wallet, helps you secure all of your digital assets for the future. Just tap this thing to the back of your phone and boom, you're in. We wouldn't be able to do this without them, but also wouldn't be able to do this without you guys, the Disco fam. You've supported us a lot over the years. If you want to support the channel now, just use the code DC20. It gets you 20% off this card. It's the #1 way you can support this channel going forward. Thank you for your support. We'll see you at the top.